Hello, everyone. Welcome to week number 6. A couple housekeeping items to start. First off, you would have received back your week 4 assignment from me now, so everyone received those back. So check for those. And of course, as always, you'll receive your weekly comments back from the DQs very shortly. So you can check for both those things. And in addition, as always, my notes on the week 6 readings are in the course news and bulletins. I also wanted to announce at this time that we're starting to plan for the week 7 assignment, of course, coming up. So a couple things. In the next couple days, you'll find a file in the course news and bulletins that provides a bit of structure around the week 7 assignment. So check for that and check frequently in the course news and bulletins. I'll post that. And in addition to that, on Wednesday of this week, which would be the 9th, correct me if I'm wrong, no, I think it is, at 9 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. I'm going to do an optional Zoom call for anybody who's interested in getting on and talking about the Week 7 assignment. I know anytime we book a time, it doesn't work for everybody, so I'll also tape it, and the audio will be available after for anyone who's not able to make the call. Just, again, it's optional. You don't need to come, but certainly if you'd like to come and talk about the Week 7 assignment at all, you're more than welcome to. And I'll be there, and I'll put the Zoom link up a little bit before, as I've done in the past. So now, let's talk about week number 6 for a bit. Just going to switch screens here, so just give me a second. There we go. So some of the pieces this week for week 6, there's 5 different outcomes, of course. One of them is reflect on personal stories of leadership for learning that have a positive impact on students and teachers. So the 2 DQs this week are really around not just one specific thing, but how are you generally, going to create a culture within your school. And really the big focus in week 6 is around creating that culture. I'm just going to switch to some readings here from the week and thinking about it. For example, McDowell, in the chapter that we read this week, says, the lead learner must use strategies in his or her own daily lives that model the practices that staff should be using to impact staff and student learning. Later on in the chapter, the author says the lead learner navigates these tensions and establishes a narrative of sense-making to others. So that's that whole idea. It's not a one-off, but just that daily grind as a leader of how you're interacting with your colleagues and how you're doing things that are creating that culture on a daily basis. For example, from the notes from the Ontario Ministry from 2014, that reading, there's a list on page 3 that I put in the notes that I took. Administrators can lead the way, and they provide a whole bulleted list of ways that administrators can just do those daily things that build culture. So I want you to frame it up that way. In the article by, I'm going to try to pronounce it, Schnellert, Donna Wozak, and more, there's a quote there that says, inquiry communities work as a mediating structure, allowing teachers to develop intersubjective ways of knowing and transacting while adding to their funds of pedagogy. That's a really fancy way of saying the same thing, that, we do things every day as leaders to help staff grow and help them collaborate in more effective ways. So both of the DQs are really focused on that this week. DQ1, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says, consider whether or not a collaborative learning culture exists within your organization. If not, identify the action strategies or organizational structures that would be required to establish and maintain it. So this is for you to tell a story. Talk a little bit about your organization. Do you currently feel it's a collaborative culture or not? The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. And then use the course readings to say, hey, here's how we can grow. But that whole idea of saying, here's what it's like right now. So don't just get into theoretical. Also talk about it practically. This is what my organization currently looks like in terms of collaboration. And here are some ways we can grow. The DQ number 2, again, I'm just reading part of it. Beyond any formal initial leadership preparation, how will you continue to craft knowledge and professional practice, specifically around the building of trust as part of your work as an administrative or learning leader? So this is about actionable steps. It's not just theoretical. So it's right back to that idea that I talked about a couple minutes ago in the course readings, that culture and trust are something that are built over time and through consistent action. It's not just a one thing that you do. So the question in this DQ is, what actionable steps could you take as a leader to build trust within your organization. And again, talk in the specific about some of the steps you see yourself taking, but also link it back to the course readings. So I look forward to seeing your DQs in week number 6. Have a great week, everyone, and maybe I'll see you on the optional Zoom call Wednesday night, December the 9th at 9 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time.